Happy New Year, coaches. Welcome to 2026. We are kicking off this year with a little shift in your brain around this idea of ready, set, go. Here's the question I'm asking you today. What if we flipped it upside down? Welcome to 2026, coaches. Happy New Year. I hope you've had an amazing holiday season. Maybe you're like me, like cleaning out all the closets, like scrubbing down walls. Also, all while also hunkering down and catching up on movies and doing a whole lot of nothing. And I hope this episode is coming into you right now to give you lots of hope and inspiration and also a fair bit of truth, like I like to bring. I am excited to be with you today. For all of my returning listeners into 2026, welcome. I'm so excited to spend another year with you. If you're brand new to the show, also welcome. This is a great place to start. One thing that I love to do every year on the show is bring you a burning theme that's like in my soul that I also am bringing to my BDC community. Obviously, we go deep together inside the BDC. If you've never heard about the BDC is my signature coaching community for female coaches called The Best Damn Coach. I actually wanted to share this on the podcast as well because there's so much juicy stuff that I'm going to put in today. And some of you will be like, I want all the strategy. And today is going to be like getting into the tissues of your being. That's what my goal is to help you think about what is in store for 2026 and perhaps what's been holding you back, what's causing you to procrastinate, overthink, be in perfection paralysis. Because here's the facts about you. You are an expert. You have a lot of experience at what you're doing to bring change to people's lives. You're brilliant. You probably also feel that sometimes you're like, if I could just get in front of people, then I would have more clients. Or you're like really good at the coaching thing, but you're not so good at the business thing. And all of that to say, I also know you want to do it really well. And sometimes that may deter you because you're like me. We're high achiever problems, right? And so today I want to tell you about an idea that I have that's a little bit backwards approach to building your business in 26 and is also probably a reframe about something you've known about since you were a child. I have this vivid memory being on the playground in probably the third or fourth grade. It was the first time I had ever been introduced to the 100-meter dash. And I remember back in the day, our fields were like pretty much dirt. But I remember our PE teacher going with one of those like little push chalk things where they were like moving along and chalking out these lines so that we could have the 100-meter dash for field day. And I remember being at the starting line, like one foot in front of the other, like butterflies in my tummy, nervousness, the competitor that I am wanting to win deeply. And in preparation for the race, I just remember Miss Knight, shout out to her, the same words over and over. Ready, set, go. And then boom, I am off, sprinting my little heart out, trying to be first to the finish line. And now I think about that ready, set, go. And I'm like, that is the greatest lie we've ever been told. And today I'm going to unpack why I believe that is the incorrect order and flip the script for you. And I was inspired by a book I was reading called All In by Mark Batterson. And he presents this idea. It sent me on this rabbit hole and I was like flipping everything over in my mind. And I started thinking about what if that lie had never been told to me? And I'm being a little bit like aggressive in that it's not necessarily a lie, but I actually just want to unpack why I believe this is a backwards approach. So I'm going to turn it to you guys a little bit, or to me, to Amanda too, because I've been so guilty of this. Here's what I think ready, set, go looks like in the coaching world. It means getting another certification upon certification so that you feel ready and set before you go. It's putting up a website, going back to said website multiple times, editing things, putting the perfect picture, and getting ready to get set to go. It's going back to your logo or your brand colors and trying to, again, get them ready to set go. It's you, yes, you, trying to build out your entire program, or let's call it framework, over and over and try to pull the puzzle pieces together to keep trying to get them ready to set to go. Or maybe it's your lead magnet and you keep trying to perfect it and change the emails and you're trying to get it ready to set go. And I share these examples because I believe this is a problem because a few things happen. By the time you actually get to go, quote unquote, you've spent so much time and money getting ready to get set that some of you have burnt out before you even start. Or you are so in your head about it. Actually, three things. The second thing is you are so in your head about thinking you already know what people want that you don't even put it out there because you think it's not what they want, but you actually don't know what they want because you never put it out there. And the third thing is when you're keep getting ready to set is that the story deepens, the spiral deepens, that you're actually not qualified enough. And so you are constantly in an internal conflict that you stay stuck in this ready to get set place. Right? So it really becomes this endless loop of preparation. I'm not ready. You need another certification. My website isn't perfect. My offer isn't ready. Meanwhile, months and years pass and you still don't have clients to even serve. So none of the things that you've tested are actually a fact. And so my question as we start out 2026 is, what if we flipped it? What if the order was actually go, set, ready? And I think if we think about this, what we're starting to say are some simple things like take imperfect action immediately, get in front of potential clients, have conversations, make offers, learn by doing and not this constant state of perpetual preparing, right? Then that's the go part, right? Then the set is build based on reality. You guys, once you're in motion, you set up the systems, you get the feedback, the structure to actually know what's working so that then you can ready yourself for more, which is refining and optimizing. And when you have clients and revenue, that makes it a whole lot more exciting and easier to do. And I think why this works is because you're building a business then that is based on real-time feedback. I am such a fan of monetizing it as you grow it and getting that feedback. And that is not going to happen if you are in a ready, set, go instead of a go, set, ready place. I also want to talk about why this is so important right now. I'm literally modeling this for you right now. I put together some rough notes on this episode. I was not totally perfect and ready to record. So I actually do this every time. And the reason I do that is because I want it to feel human and I want the ums. I ask my team not to edit those things out. You probably hear me say like way too many times in episodes. It's like I just said it. It's my default filler word. And I'm sure a voice coach would at some of the things that I might say here. And it's me. It's fully me. And this is why I think that you should be approaching things as go, set, ready, because there's this level of authenticity and realness that comes in a coaching world where I feel like we're doing this pedestal thing and putting coaches way on the top. I was at an event recently. I saw people asking for coaches' autographs again. And I was like, what is actually happening? Please, I'll take a picture with you. You don't need my autograph. I'm not that cool. I'm just like you, a few steps ahead, and we can help each other out. We have things to learn from each other. But I do think the imperfection and in adopting a go, set, ready mindset is actually going to distinguish you from people who are using things like AI, who are in a ready, set, go phase. It's going to distinguish you from the noise, people using vanilla language, more AI. I want you to go, set, ready. And what I want to offer you as we kick off 2026 together are 3 ways to implement this strategy, even though you may not feel go, set, ready, and how this loop could potentially rewire your success as we move into the year. All right. So step number 1, get out your notes. This is going to be where you take the good stuff, friends. Number one, take imperfect action immediately. This doesn't mean like be reckless. It means, how can you hold yourself accountable to when you see this old brain pattern come in and you see this environment creep, right? The creep come in around the old you. How can you call it out quickly and say, the old me wants to go through this and edit it one more time. The old me wants to change it one more time. And I'm not going to do that. Because the only way to change our mind is to change the environment and the pattern. And so in order to do that, here are some practical actions that I think might help you. Instead of waiting until your website is perfect, could you go start having conversations with people over coffee or something else? Your website project can be working in the back, but I know some of you are like, I can't go talk about the thing I do if my website's not perfect. Friends, newsflash, people aren't just like by the thousands going to your website. It's a story we tell ourselves about credibility and authority that has nothing to do with that. Instead of creating your entire program curriculum, could you sell your first client or two or build the program as you coach them? Could you be just one step ahead and then layer in the next steps? Instead of just desiring what you perceive to be the perfect lead magnet, could you host a free workshop next week and invite people directly into it? Or go give that lead magnet to people before you edit it yet again and just say, hey, could you give me feedback? Instead of waiting till you feel quote unquote ready, could you make an offer to someone today? Notice the goes in there. The first steps are also actually revenue generating, and the latter, the ready steps, are that passive action place that so many people are stuck in. And my challenge to you practically is this is going to be massive for you if you can start to feel comfortable with the discomfort of some of those other actions. So when you go first, you learn faster, right? So when you say, go, I'm going to do it, you learn faster. You get real-time feedback. You make money while you're building, not months or years later. And your brain will tell you these little stories, mindset monkeys. Shout out to Liz in my program who talks about this in our group. I'm not ready. I need to know more first. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? But here's the truth. You'll never feel ready, because ready is a feeling. Let's slow that down. Ready is a feeling that comes only after you do the thing, not before. So it's crazy. I want you to think about this. You're waiting for something that won't come until after you take the action. So if you do the math right and you never take the action, then that means also you will never feel ready. Blowing your mind? Good. Number 2, practical action is build systems based on what's working. And what I mean by this is, once you're in motion, right? An object in motion will stay at motion. Or if you think of it as a car, a manual car, the hardest gear to get into, if you've ever drove a stick shift, I had to learn on a stick shift. My parents required that of me. Like getting into first, it was like, right? All this herky jerky. But once I got into first, it was actually really fun to drive a stick because I had to get the inertia of the car moving. So once you've goed, then you are in fact set. Because once you've goed, you've done the hardest thing. So now you can be in that set place, to which I defined earlier, is now you're kind of building the systems and structures around what's working so that you can keep it working more. And so in this example, for me, after you've had, here's some like tangible examples of what I mean. Once you've had 3 to 5 client conversations, now you're kind of like, okay, I brushed off the dust. I can kind of see how this is working. Now you can set up a full sales process that's going to make sense for you in your life. And now you're not as fearful when you step into sales conversations. You start to get a conversion or 2 under your belt. And maybe you even kind of like sales conversations. Once you've sold your first few clients, right? The go. Now the ready part is, I can look at the sales process. I can figure out the onboarding process, how I could make it better. How could I collect the information I need? Once you've delivered your program once, guess what? Hardest part is done. You've goed. Now the ready is set up the systems in the curriculum to get better results. After you've actually posted on social and you've seen what content actually resonates, then you get to set up your entire systems around stuff that actually works so that you're not wasting time building content that doesn't even resonate with your people. So I know the English doesn't make sense here, but I'm constantly in a state of go first. So we go, and then we set based on the reality of what we've done. This is how I started the FBL. This is how I started the BDC. This is how I started the podcast. This is how I do lead magnets, right? The set questions that you can ask yourself. Here's a list. I'm going to read them off. What's actually working in my business? Where are clients getting stuck? What questions do people keep asking? What processes would make the work better and easier? What systems support what's already happening? Right? It doesn't have to be complex. It can be super simple. Okay. But when you set based on a reality of what you have in front of you and the facts, you build exactly what you need. It's not based on this view of perfection that's honestly just made up. It's your imagination, because we don't know what's actually going to be effective for our clients if we don't go out there and actually do it. And number 3 is now the ready. We did the thing, we start to make it better, and now we're ready for optimization. So ready actually is the final stage for me. And this is when you've set, it sounds so funny when I say these, and now you're ready to optimize and scale based on all the real data and the real results. And the cool thing about this is you can't optimize what doesn't exist. And so you can't scale what isn't working. So ready becomes the last piece of evidence because it's perfecting what's already proven. So it's inevitable. So once you've served 10 to 20 clients, now you're ready to refine your process and be better. A client asked me, and I think I've said this on the show, like the best question, shout out to Emily. She's a nervous system coach who helps parents stop yelling at their kids and respond in a way that feels actually like they're showing up as the parent they want to be. She said, Amanda, like in the FBL, how many people actually have to refine their framework? And I said, oh, my hope is 100%. I hope that you build this process out. You go out, you go ready, you go ready, set it. Go.Set.Ready it. And it keeps getting better. That's what masterful coaches do. All right. Once you've constantly filled your offers, maybe you have a wait list and you're ready to scale into a group program, right? Maybe you've identified what to do on sales conversations. You're ready to tighten up that sales process and create a booking link or sell from a sales page or whatever the case is. I just don't also want you to, like, a little ready warning around this. Don't confuse ready with like the old ready. This ready comes from evidence, not assumption. And I think that's a primary difference. So when you're ready based on proof, every investment has ROI to it, which in the old way of thinking doesn't really exist. Right? So think about this. We shift our mind to Go.Set.Ready. There's like this compound interest that exists because truthfully, the fastest way to know if it's working or not is to put it out there. There's no other way. Like last year, if you go back to the 2024 beginnings, I even issued this like how fast can you fail challenge, right? How fast can you get 100 no's? How quickly can you get a workshop out there that nobody signs up for? And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if I get 100 no's, then there's clarity on what's missing in my system. It's the sales conversation. If I put a workshop out there and nobody signs up, it's clear that the title of the workshop or the thing I'm talking about isn't of interest. So the faster I can get that information, the more quickly or the quickest way then I have is a path to confirming what is best and right for my client. The reason I recorded this episode is the most like disheartening thing for me is people that I meet in social situations or have even attended my workshops or come to all the free stuff, and they're still in the same place. It's a year later. They've told themselves the story that it's about the cost of the investment. But what it has led to is hours of time alone thinking that they can figure it out themselves and wasting the most precious resource we have, which is our time and not our funds. And so no matter where you are in your journey, I'm going to issue this like kind of challenge to you. It is the Go.Set.Ready challenge of 2026. Maybe how you start your week is Go.Set.Ready. Like, what's the one thing that you've told yourself you got to do before you do the thing that actually moves the needle, and flip-flop them? Because every time you catch yourself with that little nugget, I need to get ready first. I need to do more of the prep first. You can reframe it like, but what if I just goed? You have the permission to start before it's perfect, before it's ready. I mean, for me, again, the whole idea of feeling ready is mind-blowing because it's truly a feeling that only comes after you do the thing. And so you'll be forever waiting for the feeling of ready to hit you if you don't actually do the thing. I want to share a gift with you that I have created because many of you are ready to do more going. I created a step-by-step tutorial of what exactly I would do if I was going from having maybe a handful of clients to wanting to fill my entire client roster in 2026. It's no gatekeeping. It's behind the scenes tutorial that I am so excited to share with you. It is my gift for you as we start 2026 together. So head on over to amanda-walker.com/fill your roster to grab it, the resources that come with it. You're going to get a step-by-step PDF that guides you. There is so many great embedded resources in here because I want you to go set ready. I don't want you to be stuck in a perpetual state of ready, set, go. So again, if this episode speaks to you and you need to energize another coach or a group you're a part of, send them this link. Say, let's do this together. Let's go before we ready. And set will fit in the middle. If this episode spoke to you, then please let me know. Send me a DM. If you have questions, if you're ready to go all in on coaching and you want to learn more about ways to work with me in 2026, I would love to hop on the phone and chat with you. Again, you can grab a spot on my calendar at amanda-walker.com/let's chat. And cheers to 2026. Happy New Year. I am honored to be a part of your journey and I cannot wait to see what we build together this year.